Well, hello friends. So in this lecture, I will be discussing regarding projective measurements. So you see, in one of my previous lecture video, I discussed about what a measurement operator is. So it says that you give me a set of operators, m is the index, such that they follow this completeness relation. Now, if they follow this relation, then this entire set is a valid measurement set, okay, because they need to, like, if you don't get something plus you get something, the entire thing should be sum to 1, like it's kind of a manifestation of the probability conservation. So or the probabilities add up to 1 anyway. So p of m is trace of this, and rho of and the state after measuring the value m is obtained by this. Now what are projective measurements? So projective measurements has a set of projectors. So what are projectors? So projectors are operators such that these operators, they satisfy this. Second property is, given this two, each of these operator, and also it follows one more property, that is okay. So given these properties, these are called projector operators. So these operators, and automatically if you ask about this, what should this mean? It means that pi dagger pi, using this property and this property, summation pi should be equal to identity. So they should sum up to identity. So now more it will be clear if we look at some examples of this thing. So let's look at one of the examples. So one example is, consider a matrix row such that it is A00 plus B11, okay, such that A plus B is equal to 1. So this is a density operator. Now I give this set, this is a computational basis measurement set. I give you this set, you see. So let's first quickly check. So this plus this is just the identity. That's automatically clear because 0 0 plus 1 1. So 0 0 plus 1 1 is identity expressed in this 0 1 basis. So anyway, now what will be the outcome? What will be the outcome if this row is subjected to this measurement? So intuitively, obviously, it will mean that after measurement, you are asking that how much 0 is contained. Okay, so let us see. So let's call this P0, let's call this P1. Then I have P0 row P0 so I have these two things which follows from this thing, these two things. Okay, so you see clearly now, you come with this from this side and that side. 0 and 1 will give a Kronecker delta, and this term will go to 0. So this P0 is simply A. And what is this state? This state is A times 0 0. but I need to normalize this state with the probability. So I have to divide it by this. So rho normalized is 0, 0. So you see, projector operators very nicely capture these kind of measurements. Like you can have some sort of measurement which is called selective measurement. Which is called selective measurement. So such that in selective measurement, what you do is you take your rho, you first act it with 0, 0. You act it with 0, 0. Then your state collapses into this state. Then you act this same rho, like if you have multiple copies of rho, you act it with 1, 1. Then it collapses in. So then it will collapse in 1, 1 state. Okay, 1, 1 state. Then you collect them and normalize. So rho final will be half 0, 0 plus 1, 1. So these kind of measurements. So given rho initial of this form, you can subject it to a measurement procedure comprising of P0 and P1 operators. Subsequently, like you don't have a single row because it will finally give only that. So if you have a set of rows, you first continuously measure them, then you get zeros and ones, and then you randomly collect those 0 and 1. So, and as we have seen in the previous videos, this is nothing but the I/2 state, the maximally mixed state. So like this, non-selective measurements can induce randomness. Like this I/2 is very random. We will see it has an entropy 1. So anyway, so this is one example. So let's look at one more example. Let's consider our state to be so you have a state like this. It's a state of in Hilbert space of dimension 4. Okay, so you have this many. So you have 16 entries here, and none of these are 0. So what does this mean is that if this state, suppose this state is expressed in 0, 0, 1, 1, 2, 2, 0, 1, 2, 3, 3. If this state is expressed in this basis, it is non-diagonalizable. It is not diagonalized in this basis. This basis is not the eigen basis or the eigenvalues of this row is not these operators. But still we can apply projective measurements. So let's consider this P01, suppose. So you can verify that this is a projector. It will follow all the previous properties, like square of this is the same guy, and it is Hermitian. That is already we can see that. Now what will be the final row when I apply this projector to this? You see, now that's why projectors are called projectors, because this projector, it has a 0 and a 1. It projects in the 0, 1 space only. It will just ignore everything else in this matrix and will just project into this much space. So rho final is this, but this is not normalized. You need the trace to be 1, so you just divide by, and automatically now you know what is the probability to get this final state. It is nothing but this. So this is P01. So this projector says what is the probability that I get 0, both 0 and 1. So this is one of the example. You can do more, like I can have P013 00. It is like this. This is again a projector. It will project in 0, 1, 3 dimensions only. So you will have P00, you will have P01, you will have P03, you will have P10, P11, P12 will not be there. So P13, P2, entire 2 block is not there. P30, P31, P33. When you measure rho using this projector, the final rho, is just this, and this is the probability of getting this rho. So that's all for today. So I hope I was able to explain what a projective measurement means, and also I worked out some example that can help understand the power of these measurements. In next lecture we will discuss about positive operator valued measures.